Hello and welcome to Photoshop for Presentations. I'm your instructor Dan Hood, and this is a video for Unit 5, the last unit in our course, which is this video concerns using Photoshop with the presentation software called Prezi. And just a quick note about that. This video is really more about how to put or how to place images and use images within Prezi. It's really not about how to use Prezi. Using and taking a course about how to use Prezi is a course within itself because it's a very powerful, full-featured piece of software, presentation software. And I believe that if you took or signed up for the bundled Photoshop, the bundled presentation course, then one of the courses, it's a full course that deals with just how to use Prezi. So I would suggest definitely taking that course and learning how to use Prezi. Prezi is a really, really cool, very powerful presentation software that, unlike PowerPoint, which is based upon just kind of like straightforward slides from the old days of slideshows and stuff like that, Prezi really has a new and innovative spin on presentations. Their take on presentations, if I remember right, when I read about Prezi when it first came out, is that the creators of Prezi thought about presentations and really about how boring they could be within the context of the old days of slideshows and stuff like that. So they took it upon themselves to make a new presentation software that allows you to move about the screen, and what it really does very well is that it visually shows an idea and allows you to drill down from a general idea and then drill down into more specific details of that idea. Once you start using Prezi, you'll really understand how powerful it is and how appealing it is for creating presentations. So let's start with I went ahead and I started a Prezi here. It's called Where We Work, and let's see. Let's go ahead and we'll go back to the beginning of Prezi. The way to start with Prezi is that you have to go to Prezi, and that's Prezi.com. You sign up for an account, and then once you have an account made, this is all online software, so it's a software service type deal where you create online and you have to be online to use the software, at least in the basic configuration, which I'm using. And really, I would say most people, unless you do a lot of presentations and you need even more powerful software, I think you could get away with the basic version of Prezi. But on the other hand, I would look into the more professional versions of Prezi, which are also very cool. So anyway, to start with a Prezi, here I'll just go through this very quickly. To start with a new Prezi, you go up here next to your account and you just go New Prezi, and it takes a few seconds to load up. And now once you get to this screen, Prezi has created a lot, hundreds probably, of templates to choose from, and they're all very good, and I think for the most part they're really good jumping off points for almost any type of presentation that you're wanting to do. If you want to start with this completely blank Prezi, you can start here, start blank Prezi, and it literally opens up a window that has nothing in it, and you can start creating from there. But in this case, for the sake of this video, I started with a pretty basic template that this one right here that's called explain a topic, and really that's all it is that it starts within the middle of your general topic, and then it goes off into different directions for more detail of that topic. That was the one that I started with. So anyway, that's how I started, and as you can see, this is the one that I started creating. I just went just a few steps into it to give you an idea of where I'm going to go with this, and then we will continue and finish up the Prezi in this video. So now that I have one that's created, you have them saved. As you can see, I have my portfolio also saved in a Prezi, and anytime I want to, it saves them in your account, and anytime I want to, I can go and I can edit the Prezi even after it is saved, and then I can save it again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to open up this Prezi, and excuse me, as you can see, I've already started a little bit and placed a few images and worked up some of the text here. So just quickly, I'll show you how this works. So over here you have your path points, what they call them. And basically it's different areas of focus within your workspace here that you zoom in to different areas. So like right now I'm zoomed out to the overall area, but now if I were to click here, then we would zoom in to the middle, which is my topic that I want to discuss. So and then like let's say then after this is the topic, then it zooms into this area, which is this, and then after that it'll zoom into this. And then once I do that, then it actually zooms out and then goes on to the next detail. So that's where we'll pick up, is that we will start putting images into this detail and then move on from there. So let's go back to our overall topic window. And so what I really have done, and this is Prezi is a little different than PowerPoint in the fact that it has the same ideas where you can have a background or a general topic area, and then you can also have the equivalent to conceptual graphics and impact graphics, but just a little different because of the way the presentation works. Instead of having say like your conceptual graphics be like a ghosted image in the back that ties a theme together, well in this case it's your overall, because you can zoom out to your overall theme, you can put a graphic in the background, or you can start here. This can be your overall graphic, and then once you drill down into these different details, then you can use what would be the equivalent of an impact graphic here, and here would also be more like an impact graphic because you're drilling down even farther. So really it is more about just a background and using more like impact graphics, just because of the nature of how the presentation works. So anyway, let's get started on the next detail. So what you see here is what I've done is I have put in some graphics and just place them into these different circles that are already created in my template. And really that's all there is to it. The presentation software really does the heavy lifting or the hard part, in the fact that it directs you on how to go about navigating around your work area. So anyway, let's zoom in on the middle here, and in this case the way this presentation is going to work is that basically this is a continuation of our cowboy theme and about how the cowboys work and a presentation about their work capabilities. So anyway, we have here, and this is called Where We Work, and this is just an image, a impact image of the cowboy. And then one of the areas that they could work would be the desert. And one, and then this down here is just a representation of some article or piece of gear that they would need in that certain area. In this case, it'd be some cowboy boots is what they would need. So let's go ahead and we'll go back to, let's go to our detail 2. And so this, first of all, let's edit this text. And so we've already talked about the desert. So the next place that the cowboy could work would be the prairie, let's say. And so that is the prairie, and actually for right now let's keep that this gray color because I can't remember what my image looks like, so the gray color may work fine. This we'll get rid of, and the next thing we'll do is we will go to insert and we'll insert an image. So now this window pops up over here when you want to insert images. You go to select files and we will find the file that's actually on your computer, and in this case I think I have saved an image that is called Prairie. I thought I did. Yeah, there it is. And in this case, for these background images, okay, so what this is telling me is that I'm trying to upload a very large image, but it wants to resize it, and that's fine because this is going to be pretty small. So it's uploading the image right now, and once it does, we'll take that image and we'll put it into this circle area. And here it works much like other software in that you can resize things like so. So okay, yeah, so actually the word prairie worked out fine there. Alright, and so now we have one of the work areas that a cowboy would work, the prairie. Now, let's go back to this one as an example, and as you can see, it is the desert, and then there are cowboy boots here. So, what we want to do is that we want to make this other circle, this other detail seem kind of similar to what we have going on here. So we'll have the big general image of the desert, and then a smaller image here of some kind of gear that they would be using. So let's go back to this one. We have the prairie. Now to make our smaller detail of the gear, now what we're going to do here is that we're going to add a new frame. And we can get rid of that one, but this one here we're going to want to use the word lasso because that is what we're going to include into this frame. Okay, so we have the word lasso. Let's move that down here, and now we're going to insert an image. So we go back to inserting an image. We'll pick up this image called lasso, and the way I created this image is similar to how we've done in the past, where I've selected the background and basically cropped out the background to create a transparent background and saved it as a PNG so that when you place it over the top of other images it keeps its transparent background. So here we have our lasso, and let's go ahead and we'll place that kind of like off to the edge for a little bit more interest. All right, and we'll take our word lasso and we'll put that next to it. And there we go. Okay, so now let's back out for a second, because when we added that new frame, as you can see, it kind of resized our picture up here, and I didn't want that to happen. So I'm going to enlarge that a little bit, and we'll move that down just a little bit. And let's take the word prairie and we'll move that right there, so we're kind of like back in the picture. And there we have that one. So now we've created this. Now let's go ahead and we'll go on to detail 3, which is over here. So the same thing, we'll start here, and this one is going to be called mountains, because that's another place that cowboys would work. We can get rid of that text, and let's go ahead and let's insert our image of the mountains. Now these background images, these general images, are just JPEGs, and they can stay JPEGs because they don't have to have transparent background. So there we go. That's the picture of our mountain scene that we want to put in. Let's let that load up, process it. All right. So now it's there, and let's just resize it so it fits into our frame, like so. We can take the word mountains and we'll put that right there so it's viewable. And then now let's add a new frame, as you can see right there. And we're going to get rid of the big text. And here we're going to put in the word Winchester, because up in the mountains, cowboy may need his Winchester in case if a bear comes or something. So now we have our word, and the last thing we're going to do here is that we're going to select a file and input a file of a PNG of a Winchester rifle with the background transparent. So once it loads in, as you can see, it has a nice transparent background that lays over the top of the existing image. And we'll take that word and we'll put that right there. And now once we've completed that, let's go back and let's take a look at the overall look of this thing, and this will give you a good idea of how this works. Okay, so here we are at the beginning frame, and this is what it looks like from zoomed out. Now let's start here, and this is how you would work your Prezi, is that you would probably start here and you would say, this is the presentation of what I'm going to show you about how we work. Then you would go to the next frame, and this would zoom in to the general idea. Then you would zoom over here. Then you would zoom in here. Oh, that text came back. Let's get rid of that. And there's the desert. And your gear, the cowboy boots. Here's the prairie. And there's your lasso that you would need in the prairie. And then we would zoom back out to the next one, the mountains. And then lastly, you would zoom in to your Winchester rifle that you would be needing in the mountains. So that's how it all works in Prezi. And like I said, this is just a general overview. This is really more about how to insert pictures into your Prezi and how to use them effectively. I hope this has been helpful for you, and if you have any more questions about Prezi, I should be able to help you somewhat. And more importantly, if you have any questions about how to insert the images into Prezi and how to use them best, please let me know, and we'll be able to discuss that. All right, thanks for watching.